Hi and welcome to Warsaw Wschodnia, gateway to a journey with more layers than you might expect. Today we report the Berlin-Warsaw Express, a classic Eurocity journey connecting two European capitals in style. Scenic countryside paired with a dash of post-World War II history, a proper restaurant, car and a comfy compartment. It's all ahead. Come along! Today's journey begins at Warsaw Wschodnia, or Warsaw East in English, a workhorse of Polish rail travel, with over 800 daily trains. Opened in 1866 and rebuilt over the decades, it's not the prettiest, but it moves people fast, often and in every direction. While the inside might feel a little utilitarian, it conveys all amenities, including ticket offices and cafes. Hey! But the real action? That happens out on the platforms, like this sleek PESA Dart, a modern Polish-built unit I've covered in a separate video. Check that one out if you're curious about what's inside. But today's ride is something else. Arriving is the Berlin-Warsaw Express, descended from the historic Berlina, a fast train that connected Warsaw and Berlin since 1959 in the shadow of the Cold War. Although conveying only Polish cars, the Berlin-Warsaw Express is operated jointly by PKP Intercity and Deutsche Bahn since September 2002. It replaced several other Eurocity services, giving the connection between Berlin and Warsaw an unified brand. As for the locomotive, it's a Siemens Vectron multisystem Class 193, owned by Beacon and leased by Deutsche Bahn. But let's hop aboard and find our spot in this classic compartments car, a nod to traditional long-distance comfort. Later in the video, I'll show all the accommodations in the train. Right now, it's departure time and we're off, slipping out of Wschodnia and diving straight into our almost 6-hour trip. And as usual upon departure, today's trip map. After crossing the Vistula, we skip the central stops, hit our sister train in the opposite direction and disappear into the tunnel that crosses Warsaw. Our first stop is Warsaw Central, Poland's busiest station. A 10-minute stop, justified by the amount of passengers boarding here due to this station being the train connections heart of the city. Next stop, Warsaw Wschodnia, or Warsaw West in English, our final city stop before heading west into the countryside. This is also a major connecting station with over 800 daily trains calling here and doubles as a major long-distance bus terminal. At the time of filming, in February 2025, the final stages of its full-scale rehabilitation, which began in 2020, were still underway. Now that we've left the city behind, it's time to get into train travel mode. Sure, there's a minibar trolley roaming the corridors, but you know me, I always add to the restaurant car. Today's menu is extensive, link in the description, and I go with the classic Polish breakfast: eggs, ham, tomato and orange juice, all for the very reasonable price of 37 zloty. Fueled and ready, let's tour second class. First up, the compartment cars, cozy sections for up to 6 passengers, almost like a private lounge for families or small groups. Next, the open-plan cars in a 2+2 configuration. Overall, second class here is practical, clean and comfortable, a very good option on this train. Even this doggy has a cushy spot.
Do you like traveling by train?
And now, we reach the rear, with rails stretching off into the distance while we run at around 160 km per hour. Going back to my compartment, let me offer you a proper tour of its amenities. An hour and 15 minutes into our journey, we pull into Kutno. While people have lived here for centuries, the town truly boomed when the railway arrived in 1862. Today, Kutno is a key junction connecting Poland's rail arteries and a decent-sized industrial and tourist center of roughly 40,000 residents. For us, it's just a brief stop before being on our way to Berlin. As we continue westwards through open fields and small towns, it's worth reflecting on the history beneath these tracks. All the other stretches of the line had been built in stages since 1862. After World War I and Poland's rebirth, the very first new line built by the new nation was the missing link from Kutno through Konin to Stralkowo, the exact line we're on at this very moment. At Stralkowo, the new line linked with the existing one to Poznan and onward to then Prussia. Back then, the German-Polish border lay roughly 80 kilometers, measured by rail distance, to the east, with the border stations being Świszyn and the current Gorzów Wielkopolski. But after World War II and the Potsdam Conference, Poland's borders shifted west. Regions like Silesia and Pomerania, once German, became Polish, and the railways had to follow suit. Technically, this meant reclassifying lines, renaming stations, upgrading the new border stations to cope with their new functions, and, much more complicated, integrating signaling and regulation systems that had been German into Polish standards. Over the decades, this very corridor, once a frontier of division, has become a symbol of European cooperation. The Berlin-Warsaw Express is a testament to that. Today, it forms part of the Trans-European Transport Network, and the trains between Germany and Poland glide across almost unseen borders. The route may be the same, but every kilometer still carries the echoes of history, just outside each window. Around 310 kilometers or roughly 2 hours and 40 minutes into our journey, we arrive at Poznan Główny, or Poznan Main. This sprawling station dates back to 1910, was rebuilt after World War II and modernized in 2012. Today sees almost 25 million passengers each year. It's a major junction in the Polish rail network with no less than 5 railway lines converging beneath its vast steel and glass roof. Poznan itself was once the capital of an independent duchy, then part of Prussia, although after World War I it became part of the newly founded Polish state. It has always been a crossroads of Central Europe. We pause here for 8 minutes, then we move forward for the next leg west. Time again for the restaurant car. This time, lunch. I choose classic Polish cabbage rolls in tomato sauce, with the fields of Greater Poland flashing by outside. Food and scenery, the perfect midday treat. While I allow myself to linger in the restaurant, we arrive at Rzepin, our last stop in Poland, although not the last station before the border. It's the largest, though, being a main base for cross-border operations. We glide through Kunowice and Słubice without stopping, on our way to the Oder River, which marks the border between Poland and Germany in this area. I still have time for a sweet caramel date cake and a strong espresso before arriving at Frankfurt an der Oder, the German border station. Here, border police perform routine checks, passport controls quieter cousin. It's also at this station that our Siemens Vectron changes from the Polish 3000-volt direct current to the 15,000-volt alternating current used in Germany, with some strange results. I'm not sure that this annoying noise is caused by a lack of immunization of the car sound system for the alternating current frequency, but I believe this to be the case. If you know it, please let me know in the comments below. The only solution is to tune down the speakers inside the compartments, although the ones at the corridor keep emitting the annoying noise. Passing through Erkner, we know that Berlin isn't very far now, as this station is the terminus for the S-Bahn's Line 3, which will be on our right side for the rest of our trip.
Meine Damen und Herren, der Berliner Ostbahnhof, Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts. Nochmals der Hinweis, nach einem kurzen Aufenthalt fahren wir weiter zum Berliner Hauptbahnhof. Ladies and gentlemen, Berlin Ostbahnhof, exit to the right. Once again the reminder, after just a short stop, we will continue our journey to Berlin's main station.
Rolling out of Berlin Hauptbahnhof or Berlin East, we follow the meandering spree past Berlin's leafy neighborhoods. We skip Alexanderplatz and Friedrichstraße, two of the city's busiest hubs, racing beneath their elevated platforms without so much as a pause.
Via Potsdamer Platz, Berlin-Südkreuz, and Berlin-Lichterfelder Ost, its departure approximately 14:33 platform.
And at last, Berlin Hauptbahnhof, Europe's largest cross-platform station. Opened in 2006, it replaced the patchwork of Cold War-era terminals to create a modern gateway. After nearly 6 hours and 600 kilometers, we've traveled from Warsaw's east side to the German capital, crossing over 150 years of history along the way. This journey had everything I look for in a train trip. Genuine comfort, the right amenities, especially a proper restaurant car with attentive service, and a seamless ride across borders. Without a doubt, the Berlin-Warsaw Express is the best way to travel between these two capitals. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed the journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, share and leave a comment below. It really helps the channel grow and keeps these rail adventures rolling, always with a bit of history and technology. Thanks for coming along, and I'll see you next week.